This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, and I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hey,
How's
Jason.
it going, John?
Hey, pretty good. What do you have for us this week?
All right, well, this week I'm going to talk about just one guy named Tsutomu Nihei. He's got not the most famous manga creator in America right now, but the guy's definitely got his own unique style, and he's definitely earned a lot of fans. He's also kind of a polarizing guy because guy's got his real strengths, and he also got his real weaknesses as a storyteller. But all of the stuff he's put out, we've seen from him in English so far, has been distinctive, and so I think he's a guy worth talking about right now, especially since the latest volume of his current series, by Omega, just dropped this week. Yeah. Okay. Well, first series that he had put out here is called Blame, and this is 10 volumes put out by Tokyo Pop back in the day when Tokyo Pop actually put out actually could still put out stuff that appeal to a cult or niche interest, because it's I haven't bought a Tokyo Pop title in almost 3 years since whenever they released the last volume of Kindaiichi. They've just gone completely mainstream. But Blame is a very unique, very cult title because it's basically about this guy named Killy. He's in this cyber dungeon, and he's got this really badass gun called a graviton beam emitter, which is basically just like you fire it and it'll just cause electric death like millions of miles long. It's insane. It's insane. And apparently he's going through this dungeon, this net sphere, this bizarre cityscape, looking for something called the net terminal genes. Now, thing is, when you first look at the series, you're going to be amazed by the amount of detail this guy puts into his environments. I mean, this world is that Killian inhabits is made of cyberstructures that go on for eons. I mean, for ages. They look like believable things that could exist in some weird nightmare world. And it's just the guy doesn't skip on detail. I mean, he strikes me as what you would call a real artist in the sense that a lot of the stuff, you look at the images, and you have to think that they sprang into his head fully formed. He just knew exactly what he wanted to draw, and he just put it on the page. I could also see the guy just agonizing over the little details, but a lot of this stuff, I mean, the art is just fantastic because it gives you a glimpse into a guy who is thoroughly talented, has a singular vision, and is bent on trying to find ways to put that vision onto the page. It's glorious stuff, and if you're unlike me, if you buy stuff just for the art, then that's the thing you're going to want to take a blame for. I say the art because the story
leaves much to be desired.
Yeah, it's the thing is I'm rereading it again over this past week. I have to admit, it's because the world of Blame is cloaked in a lot of mystery. It's not as beautiful as the architecture and the design of it is. It doesn't feel real. You're looking at this and there's this mystery behind it. You're saying where did this come from? Why is this existing? Where did Killy come from? What is his purpose for? What are these internal genes supposed to be all about? And some of these things are answered, although it's they're in a way that just kind of that really just make you go, oh, okay. And it's really hard to you get the feeling that you're just waiting for this one moment that's going to explain everything to you, that you just want to keep reading to finally understand everything that's going to be going on, and that kind of really doesn't happen. I mean, it's reading it again, this time I was aware that I wasn't going to get everything answered. It strikes me as there isn't a whole lot of actual questions here. I mean, there's not a whole lot of plot here, period. I mean, it's easy to understand the series on a moment-to-moment basis. You can see what Killy is doing. Then you meet the other factions that are in this world, the the silicon creatures who are out to conquer the net sphere, the Authority and the Safeguard who are out to protect it against anyone who doesn't have net terminal genes. Killy's scientist friend Sibo, who he rescues from her fate being in a corpse and rotting corpse in an underground labyrinth, and she's able to transfer her mind into a better body, and things just she goes and grows several more transformations over the course of the series, which is also kind of interesting. But then there's like you look at this and you just think it is very much style over substance, and there's not and while there's like lots of great action in it as well. I mean, just not just from the watching Killy blow shit up, but also from some of the hand-to-hand fights throughout the course of the series. But then there's just like some weird stuff that just like just doesn't make sense. Like when he decides to put Killy through this like weird time warp that sends him 10 years into the future and brings him back with a alternate universe version of Sibo, who meets our world's version of Sibo. It's just bizarre. Like ultimately, I get the feeling that this guy is like he had like I think that Nihei just really got lucky with this series. Like this series allowed him to indulge himself and his artistic vision like to the fullest, and didn't really actually and that was enough for its audience in Japan. They didn't they liked it, and they just kept buying it just to keep going into just keep seeing this world unfold on the page. But I still don't think that there's a whole lot of story in here, like enough to make it really worth recommending beyond beyond people who like weird offbeat stuff or fantastic art. But because ultimately, I kind of like it. It's like I said, it's different. It gets like I want to like it more than I actually do. That's my feelings on it. And it's like, and I also kind of wish that I get someone like Dark Horse would come out and put like a nice like omnibus edition of this series, because like because the version I have from Tokyopop, the paper, well, let's say I wish it was printed on better paper to give because he loves to use lots and lots of blacks on this, so like so it kind of fades into the printing. Like the printing quality like suffers the longer you've had in mine, or starting to get kind of yellow.
Got it. They use a little bit. Doesn't Tokyopop, I mean, by default use like it's almost like a pulpish kind of. It's almost close to newsprint, newspaper print. Close, not quite, not that cheap, but on its way.
Yeah, that's kind of what a lot of people do. But like this stuff is like I said, it's starting to show its age, and that's why I wish someone like Dark Horse would come out, because I know that they love rescuing Tokyopop stuff, which is like
their hobby.
Yeah, so I'd like to see another publisher come and pick it up, but I don't know. It's like for right now, it's like I can't say it's a lost classic, but I think it still deserves to be in print. Now, after that, Tokyopop published another volume of this work called Noise. Noise is set in the same universe as Blame, but it's in fact it's a prequel. It's set 3,000 years before the events of Blame, and it does have more story than Blame does. In fact, it's set up as almost like it's a noirish like a mystery, except in the same cyber world. I mean, there's a lot of panels here that strike me as like, oh, he really wanted to draw on the noir mysteries of the 40s and 50s when creating this, and that gives it a nice, unique look to it, even differentiates itself further from his work in Blame. Also, like I said, there's more of a focus on story here, but it's also kind of just there's more dialogue here. It's like, and it shows that like a lot of this dialogue is just really functional, like there to move the plot along. There's no elegance to it at all. In fact, that's also a trademark of Blame as well. Though a lot of the dialogue in Blame was minimalist. This right here is just kind of like he's trying to move beyond that, but but it's like he's not quite there yet. That said, his efforts to try and do a more story-driven piece they do kind of pay dividends in the end once you find out that it does actually illuminate a couple bits about Blame, such as the origins of the Authority and the Silicon creatures that inhabit the world. But it doesn't. But those of you like hoping that this is going to be like the Rosetta Stone to understanding Blame, well, it's not going to happen. But if you like Blame, then buying this is a no-brainer. It also has his Blame prototype story, which basically is his first published work, and it's weird looking at this in its style here because it does have a much more like American look to it, and it's also got a less definition and less detail to it, but it's still kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to have it just for archival purposes. All right. Now after this, he also went over to work for Marvel of all people for 2 projects. One of them was Wolverine Instinct, which I talked about last year in my Wolverine podcast.
Yep.
And let me just say briefly that it still has kind of like the same problems as his other stuff. I mean, it's cool seeing him do Wolverine in his style. It's got a lot of great art, but overall, I felt that this is a story that probably would have been stronger if it had just been completely silent. Because like a lot of the dialogue here also feels very functional and unnecessary. In fact, I wouldn't have been surprised to have learned that it was an entirely silent work, and Marvel just added in the dialogue after the fact just to add some sort of meaning to all this. Yeah. So that said, though, his other contribution was a short story for the Halo graphic novel. Now, the Halo graphic novel was an anthology of stories from some different creators about taking place in the Halo universe. It was I really enjoyed it, and I'd recommend. And even if you're not a fan of Halo, I still recommend checking it out because there's some good work in here. Nihei's work is called Breaking Quarantine, and when I first heard what it was going to be about, I was really looking forward to it because I heard it's going to be about Sergeant Johnson, the big badass African American guy who survived the destruction of the first Halo to appear in Halo 2 and Halo 3. And I thought it was going to be the story of how he actually got off the ring at the end. Because if you've ever beaten Halo on Legendary, which I have, it's the only Halo game I've beaten on Legendary. There's this great scene where he is fighting one of the Covenant elites hand to hand, and then the ring as they both see the ring start to explode, it's like Johnson turns to him and says, "Hold me, baby," and they both hug each other as the ring explodes. It's hilarious, and it made me glad that I actually went and beat the game on Legendary. I thought that, but that's not the story here. The story here is actually how he escaped the Flood once they were unlocked. Once his team unlocked them in the middle of the game. Now, that is a story I couldn't not really that interesting because even before I read this, I could tell you how he escaped. He escaped because he is a goddamn motherfucking badass. That's how he did it.
Yeah.
He's a hardcore soldier, and he just shot and killed every last fucking piece of the Flood on his way out there. And you know what? That's what happens here. Now, that aside, this is a full color piece. This is a full color piece that he did, and it's still the art here is absolutely gorgeous. It is the best looking piece in the Halo graphic novel, and it's just the Flood, their bioorganic terror is perfectly suited for his style, and it's still just really cool seeing him do this. I mean, it's a silent work, and I think that, and as I implied before, that actually does work out pretty well for his storytelling here. And it's cool. It's good action. It's cool seeing him be the motherfucking badass that he is. But overall, I mean, I just wish it had gotten something more substantial for him. But still, for a guy as talented an artist as he is, seeing all this stuff, seeing his work in full color, still mighty impressive. And like I said, worth So it's worth checking out. So I think it's finally in paperback now. So it's another reason people should go and pick it up. Now his current work is currently being published by Viz. It's called Biomega, and when I first heard about this from Viz, I thought, oh, okay, I was gonna pick up the first volume because even though I wasn't like I said, I wasn't ecstatic about as you guys know, I wasn't enthusiastic about my love for Blaine, but I figured, the guy's got talent. I'll pick up the first volume, see what it's like, and then we'll go from there. Now, I picked up the first volume, and I was quite impressed. Biomega is probably the most pleasant surprise I've encountered in reading manga this year so far, because it is a successful example of how to do style over substance. Because it basically starts because all the mystery, the uncertainty, the murk that surrounds Blame, that's not here in Biomega. I mean, there's still a lot of the same motifs. I mean, you got this dystopic futuristic world. You got a main guy who's got a big gun. It's very very much the same style as well. But what makes it work here is that the story here it's boiled down to its barest essentials. It just gives you the exact minimal stuff you need in order to keep advancing the plot. It basically is. There's this virus that's infecting people in the world and turning them to bio-zombies. There's a group called the Data Recovery Foundation, which is trying to manipulate things in order to turn this plague to its advantage. And they're after a girl named Eon Green, who apparently has the power to coexist with the virus, and they want that power as well. Now, looking at this, it's and from there, you get this the simple story structure, and for the first volume, that's exactly what you need, what he needs in order to show off some really impressive action scenes. I mean, it's just the main guy, Zoichi. I mean, he's got this badass bicycle, and it's just cool seeing him run around and kill shit. Because I mean, that's what this thing is designed to do. I mean, you're just trying to show he wants, instead of just trying to tell a wider, deeper story with this volume. He's just Nihei is just trying to show you as much cool shit as possible to draw you in, and it works really well. Especially he also shows a facility for for humor, even just not taking himself seriously as Zoichi meets this Russian grizzly bear sniper. And when I say grizzly bear, I mean literally, he's a grizzly bear named Kozlov Grebnev. Along the way, who's protecting Eon Green, and successfully as she's eventually kidnapped. But just a lot of the stuff here is it's designed to show lots of action, as efficiently as possible. I mean, it's great. It's a great action piece, but then he actually does start elaborating on things in the subsequent volumes. We start learning about the different warring factions in the Data Recovery Foundation. We learn about the other Zoichi's quote-unquote partner, Mizunoe, who's also working a different, trying to contain things in a different way. And we also learn about his origins. His and her origins in the second volume, and we get some great scenes where he commandeers a plane and uses it to blow up a lot of different aircraft carriers. I mean, this is still, like I said, he's doing a lot of this just to show off as many cool action scenes as possible. But as the series is going on, he's also starting to tell a proper story. Now, I won't say this is a very deep story or a very original story, but these volumes show that he does understand the fundamentals of storytelling, and it may seem damning with faint praise, but that's something I wasn't entirely sure of when I read his originals, when I read Blame and Noise. So that's something I've been enjoying seeing as the series has gone on, and then Volume 4 came out this week, and he steps up his game in a major way in the sense that this volume features the Earth Earth blowing up and being reconfigured into this giant megastructure that extends oh, that sends 4.8 billion kilometers out to the end of the solar system. Mm. Now, I'll be damned if it's that's not a big impressive science fiction-y idea, but it's also just kind of like I still have trouble wrapping my head around this. Like where is he actually going to go with this? But still, like Volume 4 also does a good job of spelling out the backstory and just like letting you know just like exactly where everyone stands and what they've been doing over the past couple volumes. So I liked that, and even then, like with this new status quo, there's some interesting mysteries, such as like these beings that Zoichi encounters on the structure who claim to be human but are really obviously not. So I'm looking forward to seeing where he goes with that. And also 4 has some really spectacular action sequences. I know I sound redundant, but damn it if it's not true. It's like you see him and Mizunoe racing up this structure extending out of the earth while they're being chased by this this bioorganic terror. I mean, it's thrilling stuff to watch him pull this off. And I'm looking forward, and also it's this is only going to be 6 volumes. So volume 6 has been solicited for May of next year, according to Amazon's site. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this wraps up. And overall, it's like Biomega does represent a definite step forward in his artistic and, more importantly, his storytelling abilities. So I can say that like next time this guy gets a new series published over here, I'm gonna be all over that like white on rice. Yeah. So, and also like I would also like to get my hands on his art book, Blame and so on, but that seems to have gone out of print. So I'll probably just like check on 4chan or someplace. So.
Yeah, gotcha there.
Yeah. So overall, Blame, it's cult, different work, noise. You'll pick it up if you like it. Halo graphic novel recommended. Biomega, like I said, one of the pleasant prizes of the year, and don't be surprised if you hear me mention it again when I do my 10 best of the year. So,
okay, sweet.
So, yeah, it's like different guy, like got his own style, and it's like, hey, then he sticks to it. So I look forward to seeing what he does in the future.
Okay.
Yep. All right. And on that note, everyone, calling it a night.
All right.
Talk to you later, and night.
All right. See you later. Night.